Okay. This is working? Hello. Sick. Alright. Alrighty. Okay. Testing. This seems fine. Alright. Okay, good. Anyway, hello, my name is Vincent. And I hope this is a video you like, because you clicked on it, and I hope the thumbnail looks slightly appealing. So, just watched the Eastern Caverns movie from the Slug Terror series. I quite enjoyed it. It was pretty interesting. Here's some things I have to say, whatever, and just like personal theories. And alrighty, where are the caverns? The 99 caverns under Canada and America, because, you know, Slug Terror was made by a Canadian company, so you'd assume under Canada, or America, I guess. Eastern caverns. Under East Asia, obviously, because they are literally the Eastern caverns, and it's quite obviously supposed to be Asian. And you can use, like, an American map, yeah. You have to sort of connect them. They are closest, and since there is like a wall between the two, because the goon mined through it. Junjae also speaks Cantonese at the beginning of Return the Elementals, which is, you know, common language in Hong Kong, which is in East Asia. Surface, sun, yep, obviously. Yelly also recognizes it for the symbol for the burning world, although that could also just be him recognizing that it's a gateway portal. Swirl Cavern, Africa. I have very little info on any of these other caverns, so I'm just going for like designs and where I personally think they would be. So I chose like possibly under Africa because log spirals are common in Endrica, which is like a type of symbol writing. Not exactly what the right term is. It's calligraphy? Something. It's also similar to skin top drums in general, like the design pattern. Jagged Cavern, Dark Bane, Deep Caverns, yep. It might, I'm kind of rethinking this part over here, because it could just be the Dark Bane are under the 99 Caverns, since they only ever express going there, and not the East Caverns. But I don't remember, I haven't watched any further yet, so I don't know if, Dark Bane are in the Eastern Caverns at the moment, but I believe this is a symbol for the Deep Caverns. The very jagged edges remind me of Dark Bane, and sharp edges are just associated with Dark Bane and ghouls in general. It also kind of looks like a ghoul, like a taserling perhaps, a ghoul taserling and ampling. Next, Block Mountain. I believe it's similar to Incan symbol structure, mainly because of these like the outer ring of it. That's like usually in the patterns of stones and such. So under South America, I also think the way it's drawn too represents this. And South America also has like one of the longest range of mountains, and this is like a fairly mountainous picture. So yeah, South America. This one, very, I honestly have not that much clue. I feel like it's under an ocean or possibly under Denmark. And I think it, but it also could have something to do with air, because I think it looks like the air elemental. You know, the elementals are only in the 99 caverns, and nowhere else, apparently. Yeah, but like sharp edges, mountains, it kind of looks like a mountain, but it could also be like a storm, maybe, and this is water. You know, stuff happens. Alrighty, Junjae, characters, first off, Junjae. I do really like this, I really like the Eastern Caverns as a whole, and focusing on Junjae more. Since he is one of my favorites, and he's a very cool dude, you know. Personally, I do wish he shined a little more in the episode, considering this is his home cavern, and maybe Eli could have taken a little bit more of a backseat. Even though he is a main character, I feel like it would have been better to focus a bit more on Junjae, just a little bit. He did have the main focus mostly, but yeah. Slug Fu is also pretty cool. I really like Junjae's fighting style, and how there's also like a clear difference between him and Eli's. Like, analyzing a section. Hold on, let me just get the scene. Okay, this scene here.
those slugs?
You can see in this scene. Yeah, right at this point, you can see they both have the same starting position, right? Junjae is more fluid since he's been doing this a lot longer. He has more practice. Eli is kind of like stiff-ish because he's not too well versed. And then Junjae is straight into it. He moves straight in. He's got a clear move. Eli has to take a pause for a second to get his position right. Yeah. Whoops. But like, yeah, you can see there's like a clear path. Yeah. The fire similar. Yeah. So you can see clear difference between the two. You can also the Emperor too. A slight detour. The sword blaster is exceptionally amazing. It's such cool design. I hope we get more blasters like this during the Eastern Caverns watch through. I hope it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very interesting to me, honestly. And the Emperor can just like the Emperor can do slug food as well. I know this. I just don't know where a specific scene of him doing it is.
I know I shouldn't be thinking this, but man, that's a freaking cool sword.
I don't know if when
You're
he
right.
does slug.
The only thing we should be thinking about now is stopping the Emperor.
Then yeah, we have Leon here.
Ah, good, you are here.
Yeah, and they have these four just slug through at this point. So yeah. Yeah, you can definitely see with Leon too. She has also the same kind of fluid as Junjae because she taught him. So like it makes sense they have similar styles. And you can see the Emperor also has kind of a stiff movement because he's more bulky. He's got armor on. Okay, here are the starting positions, right? You can see because they're all going to be doing different things, so the positions aren't going to be exactly the same. But so let's just like hyper focus on Junjae and Leon at this second. So the ending poses, you can see Junjae and Leon have similar poses because again, student teacher, and I think they're doing the same move together. I don't know, but yeah, you can see it. Okay, so just once more, focusing on Junjae. See, Junjae does like a kind of a swirly, not swirly, he goes, flows side to side, then he pushes forward. And Leon, yeah, Junjae and Leon are doing the same move. And it's like similar styles. Yeah. And let's focus on Eli. You can see with Eli, he's kind of stumbling a little bit, just like a little. Yeah, because he's not used to using slug fu. He hasn't done it for very long. He's not very good at it. Yeah, and then now, Emperor. Obviously, the Emperor's been around a lot longer. And he uses smalling technique because he's wearing armor, so he doesn't have very fluid movement because he's very restricted in this. And he's also quite stiff as well because of the ghouling process in him, I believe. And the fact that he also, when he died, he turned to stone, which could be a clue. And also the visible knockback you get when you fire from a wrist blaster. That's also, I do like that detail as well. Because obviously with a blaster, you're not really going to get that if it's like made for you. But with the wrist blaster, it's like on your arm. It's going to be a little difficult. You can see that. What are the slugs? Okay, so Junjie fired a brimstone? Yeah, brimstone. And Leon fired a Harmer Shelt. So yeah, Junjie went after the Emperors. Yeah. This fight scene's also really cool. Like, yeah, you can see Eli. He does look like a beginner. He looks like he's a beginner at this. And Leon, she's very focused and calculated. I still love this. They're standing like a couple of meters away from each other, just doing this. Yeah, you can. Yeah, definitely. You could definitely see it. Yeah, you can see Junjie, he also does have very strict movements as well sometimes. Because he can be very forceful in his movements. Like in this, just in this scene here. Like that push forward. But with the Emperor's response, he has a very like a slower one as well. God, that must hurt. They Korra didn't have like this sort of reaction in Ghoul from Beyond when he got shot with an ampling or Gould Jules. But anyway, yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about for Junjie and Slug Fu. Junjie shined very amazingly in this episode, in this movie, I guess, technically. And yeah. Now, with Trixie and Cord and Pronto, I just have this image of Trixie right now, but specifically Trixie and Cord, they weren't, like, two in this episode, I believe. They were definitely there, obviously, because they're main characters, but I feel like their involvement's going to be setups for future episodes, especially with Cord, with him geeking out over a lot of the technology and stuff. I think Trixie might also like it here as well, just like, exploration, documenting it. This episode was mainly focused on Junjie, Eli, and Eastern Caverns, so she didn't have much of a role, neither did Cord. Pronto was also kind of in between them. He definitely had more of a role because he's more of a comedic character, and they use Pronto mostly for jokes and stuff. And with Pronto, I feel like he did pretty well with him in his role this episode. Definitely shined on more of his aspects. Although, one complaint, which like covers the series as a whole, after Mission Improbable, Pronto gained like sort of respect for slugs, like especially Burpee. But I feel like they don't utilize that enough, and it would probably be a little better to have that like stuck as a character trait, because why did that episode happen anyway? Pronto wasn't going to grow from that. He was still going to treat slugs like bad. Why does he have Doc in there? Hold on, does that image have Doc? Anyway. Especially I am excited to see what he'll be doing in this episode, in these episodes following, and hope he does better. Hope he gets more roles and stuff, because I heard there is a character called Drusilla, I think, yeah, who Cord might have a relationship with, I think, in those episodes. I'm not too sure. I'm not going to Google it, because I don't want to know, and I don't want to spoil myself. But, hopefully she'll be interesting. Quick look. I'm going to take a quick look at this scene as well, because it introduced a character called Swick.
Tournament? Ooh!
Just need to find him.
Yo, Johnny boy! How's business, you Nimrod?
This guy.
Smudge Vapor Cavern is a pit. You know that, Swick. But you can find slugs if you know who to rob.
His face is covered by the ad, but you know. whatever. But like, yeah, this guy, I quite like him. He seems interesting. I think he's obviously gonna appear a bit more. He had too much of a focus to not. He was shown to be a bit kind. It seems like he's also putting up like an act as an underlord as well because of his scene with Trixie. It's a little difficult to find a scene exactly because this player is awful. This scene, yeah, here it is.
Out there.
Why you asking, Nimrod? To help your boss beat him?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got a mind to pop a Geoshard on you!
Yeah.
Then again, I'd hate to have to face Johnny myself. So as long as you didn't get this from me.
Yeah, he seems pretty interesting so far. So, Swick, hope he returns, and he seems like a very good character. Okay, so I wanted to talk about slug design as well in this, because we saw Megamorphs today. I need to get a picture of a Megamorph, one of these bad boys. I quite enjoyed Megamorphs a lot. I think they're really pretty. Woo! I don't know what I'm doing at this part. Why do I have paint open? Anyway, Megamorphs. I really enjoyed the design of slugs in general and how good they look. Here we are. These guys. I really enjoyed Chilla's Megamorph. He looks very pretty. He looks like a very lovely guy. And Stunts, I love that he Megamorphed as well, that he's a Megamorph now. He looks he looks a little stupid, but you know, sometimes that'll happen. Sometimes slugs will look a little stupid. Kind of, maybe not really some suds. I think Junjay has a Megamorphed Bubbalone, but Eli's isn't, because his one doesn't have a lot of experience yet. And also, Chilla's, I think they did update the Megamorph designs. Because before it was just like a face covering thing, I think. But now it looks exceptionally different. It looks really different, really cool looking. Really gives off the vibe, really just shows off that this slug has leveled up. I didn't notice as well that you could see Suds as well. No, Suds has Megamorph actually, you can see it in the markings. Yeah, Suds has Megamorphed. Ah, I didn't see it. Maybe it was a different thing, but this is a very good looking Megamorph for Suds. I like the fishtail, the markings. There's also another thing I want to talk about, Junjay's disguise. It is terrible. There, yeah. Didn't even attempt to change his outfit or hair. Very noticeable parts of him. He has a very unique clothing. Apparently people couldn't recognize him. Maybe it's because of how different he looked. of how different he looked as the Dark Slinger. Yeah, this is what he looked like in Gold Beyond. He definitely looked... You can actually see some of his swirl pattern on his clothing is gone. Like, for instance, his belt is different. He doesn't have his belt. These things are covered up for some reason. His swirls on his leg guards and arms are not there. His wrist blaster too was changed, I believe. I'm assuming the ghoul like painted over these for some reason, but yeah. And also you can tell he has like, yeah, he definitely has more like red tones than blue tones. And his hair is completely different as a ghoul. When his hair is like tied back, I believe, in a bun. In the bun still. Or his hair is tied back in a bun all the time, but like, you know. And also, his hair has been pulled down. His like spiked up bit of his fringe is down. So yeah, maybe it isn't that too far that people wouldn't recognize him, because for 20 years he looked like this guy. And it is a little jarring, actually. This is what he looked like when he first got turned as well. We saw that in Jagged Caverns too. This is fairly different from this design. Why did he changed? The goon changed a lot over the years, apparently. Okay. Alrighty, villain time. Woo! The Daifu, I did quite like her. I very like Master Liane as well, and her whole inverse is Shanai. Or the Unbeatable Master, if that's her name's unrecognizable. The inverses, and it also helps with the parallel between Junjie and Eli. Both of them are Furnace Wielders, both their masters are like color inverses of each other. And hopefully they'll have different endings because the Unbeatable Master died. I don't want her to die. She's been ghouled, I should say. Or mind controlled, I suppose. I just say ghouled because it's, yeah, that's what's happened. Her fighting style, I do quite like it. Her slug fu. I don't know what else I can say that I didn't already say earlier in my Junjie part when I was analyzing the slug fu moves. But yeah, but the Emperor as well. Let's didn't look any at the... Well, that's not what I wanted to do, but... Oops. Anyway. We'll go over the Emperor's design. The Emperor, he has a very intimidating design. They definitely achieved that very well. His face, armor, the sword, definitely his blaster as well, is very intimidating. Imagine having like a sword, but it's a sword gun. He's got a sword gun. He's got an intimidating face, aura. I think they did pretty well with this villain. He did turn to stone, so I don't know what else we're gonna do. Maybe, personal theory, I think maybe the goon might come back and maybe heal him or something, return him to like life. So I'm not exactly sure what would turn him to life, because a bunch of negative slug energy turned him to stone. That was just like shot back at him, so maybe a bunch of positive energy, maybe? Maybe he needs to be healed with Doc. Not exactly sure, but I am excited to see what will become of this man. You know, overall, I give the movie a 9 out of 10. There's some things that could be better, like Eli, like instantly learning how to do slug fu in a new way, I guess. But like, could have been done better with that. That's my main complaint, that Eli learned slug fu a bit too quickly. I feel like there could have been like another episode. Maybe there will be another episode. I'm not too sure. I haven't started my watch yet. But right now it seems like he just knows slug fu, and I think that could be different. Although I am curious to see how that will go forward, how they'll work going forward. So yeah, overall, 9 out of 10. Woo!